Hello, and welcome to Sub Central. Congratulations on becoming a substitute for the Clark County School District. This orientation will encompass a brief overview of district information. We will go over substitute requirements and responsibilities, provide tips and strategies for classroom management, review CCSD policies, regulations, and resources, and finally, we will discuss compensation. At the conclusion of this orientation, you will be able to understand and identify substitute responsibilities, identify strategies to effectively address situations that may occur during substitute teaching, and become familiar with CCSD procedures. Before we begin, it is important to understand the terminology of this orientation. There are two types of substitute assignments: substitute teacher and substitute support staff. A substitute teacher serves as a classroom teacher, while a substitute support staff serves as an assistant in the classroom. We will identify the differences throughout the orientation. Let's begin by learning a little more about the Clark County School District. CCSD is the fifth largest school district in the country. We currently have 357 schools charged with educating over 322,000 students. We are a diverse educational community with over 150 languages spoken in our classrooms. CCSD employs over 41,000 people and approximately 6,200 substitute teachers, substitute support staff, and administrative substitutes. Now that we've learned a little more about CCSD, let's discuss the requirements and responsibilities of substitute teachers and substitute support staff. You must work a minimum of 4 days per month. Our most demanding days are Mondays, Fridays, and days before and after holidays. All personal information, that is, telephone and address changes, must be completed online. Failure to make these changes could affect your pay. You can make yourself unavailable for substituting any day by entering information into SmartFind. However, if you are going to be unavailable for 3 weeks or more, please submit a written request to Sub Central so that it may be reviewed for approval and documented in your profile. It is important for substitute teachers to understand that obtaining and maintaining a substitute teaching license is their responsibility. Please do not wait until the last minute to renew. You must ensure that the license is valid at all times. Provisions may have been placed on your initial license, and it is your responsibility to take the necessary steps to remove any provisions prior to renewal. If you have any questions regarding your license, please contact the Nevada Department of Education. Substitute support staff and substitute teachers interested in accepting physical education, or PE, assignments must have a valid CPR AED certification card. It is your responsibility to maintain this certification. Failure to do so may result in removal from accepted assignments. Please make sure you report early for each day. Substitute teachers must report 30 minutes prior to the start time listed in SmartFind. It is advisable that substitute support staff report a few minutes before start time. Please note that the school administration has the authority to change the assignment based on the school's needs for that day. Please be flexible should this situation arise. Substitute teachers are responsible for following daily lesson plans. Substitute support staff are responsible for assisting with assignments and duties. Substitute teachers may or may not be assigned a preparatory or prep period that depends on the administration and the needs of the school for the day. You are responsible to maintain classroom management. We will discuss tips and strategies for successful classroom management later in this orientation. It is required that all substitute teachers provide a note to the teacher regarding completion of assignments and student behavior for the day. Your professionalism as a substitute is of utmost importance and begins with your appearance, including dress attire and attitude. Please ensure that you are respectful and professional throughout the day. Never leave students alone, and please do not bring food or treats into the classroom as a reinforcement for students. You'll also want to limit the use of your personal iPad, laptop, phone, or other electronic device. Make sure you do not take any pictures of students and maintain professionalism on social media. We will talk more about this later in the orientation. It is important to remember that primary students should be released to an adult or walk to safety. And finally, as the day comes to a close, please ensure that you check the classroom thoroughly to ensure that it is ready for the next day. As a substitute teacher, the ultimate goal is to be placed on the school's preferred sublist. This may provide the opportunity for daily work and/or long-term assignments. A few tips for being placed on a school's preferred list may include following teacher lesson plans and directions, maintaining classroom routine and structure, leaving the classroom in an orderly manner, providing teachers with a thorough summary of the day, and most importantly, being kind and courteous to staff and students. By doing these things, the school can place you on the preferred list, resulting in more opportunity for work. If you do a really good job, the school might recommend you for a rave review. Let's dive a little deeper into tips for classroom management. Classroom management begins by setting the stage for a successful day. Begin each class by standing at the door and greeting students. This sends a positive and caring message. Please make sure that you take the time to welcome students and provide an overview of the day. You'll want to show students that you plan to be interactive. Classroom management continues by circulating around the classroom. Circulating the classroom helps to establish your presence and position as the day's instructional leader. Circulating the room is a valuable strategy that enables you to effectively supervise the class and redirect off-task student behavior as it occurs. It also provides you an opportunity to interact with and engage students in learning. Classroom management continues by following the teacher's lesson plans. Using the appropriate lesson plans helps ensure that student learning is your primary focus. Please do not allow students a free day. It is important to review lesson plans and make sure that you understand the lesson. Follow classroom procedures provided by the teacher. When students perceive that you have established yourself as an authority in presenting the lesson and that you are confident in your abilities, you'll be more likely to behave appropriately. Please consult an administrator should any of the following occur. A verbal or physical altercation occurs in the classroom, or you hear students talking about participating in a fight. You see a student injure himself or others. A student becomes ill or has an accident. You must leave your students unattended, or you notice damage to school property. And finally, should you suspect child abuse or neglect, please consult an administrator immediately. Now that we've covered substitute teacher and substitute support staff requirements, responsibilities, and classroom management strategies, let's discuss some pertinent CCSD policies as well as some helpful substitute resources. Please take a moment to review the CCSD policies and regulations listed below. They are available at ccsd.net. Click Employees, then click Employee Information, and then finally you'll click CCSD's Policies and Regulations. Your professional reputation as a substitute teacher or substitute support staff is of utmost importance. Unacceptable conduct may result in being placed on the school's Do Not Use list. Consequences from unprofessional behavior may include disciplinary action and possible termination. The top 10 reasons for being placed on a school's Do Not Use list include number 10, the no call no-show. If you are not able to fulfill the assignment, please do not accept the assignment. Number 9, a last-minute cancellation. Please, if possible, avoid canceling assignments at the last minute. Number 8, inappropriate language or discussion. Please maintain professionalism and refrain from engaging in inappropriate language or discussing inappropriate topics. And number 7, improper use of computer, iPad, or internet. Please do not use computer, network, or internet for private use. Only use the computer for professional use as specified by the teacher. Number 6, being non-collaborative or argumentative with staff. Please remember to be kind and courteous to staff and students. Do not behave unprofessionally with staff during school meetings and/or in the faculty lounge. Number 5, talking on your cell phone or being inattentive. Talking on your cell phone or texting during instructional time sends an uncaring, irresponsible message to students. Use your cell phone during lunch or other non-instructional times or periods. Number 4, belittling students, staff, or the campus. Please do not use profanity and/or demeaning language when addressing students. Do not refer to a student's race, ethnicity, body type, and/or gender in a sarcastic, demeaning, or inappropriate manner. Please do not make any demeaning and/or belittling comments about students to other students, staff members, and/or the administration. And please do not make negative comments about your replacement, other staff at the school, or the school itself. And finally, please do not send letters to students or contact parents. The number 3 reason for being placed on a school's do not use list includes touching students. Please do not touch a student or any personal belongings of a student. Refrain from physical contact with students. For example, do not pick up students, do not grab students, do not flick students, etc. Corporal punishment is absolutely not allowed. Please do not swat, hit, or apply any aversive tactics. The number 2 reason for being placed on a school's do not use list is classroom mismanagement. Please ensure that you follow the lesson plan and classroom procedures as outlined by the teacher to prevent this problem. And finally, the number 1 reason for being placed on a school's do not use list is social media. Social media is defined as any form of online publication or presence that allows interactive communication, including but not limited to social networks, blogs, and internet websites. Examples of social media include, but are not limited to, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and Snapchat. Social media should not be used as an avenue for substitute teachers or substitute support staff to make any comments about CCSD, schools, staff, students, families, and/or administration, or to vent frustration and/or concerns related to their job responsibilities and experiences. Substitutes should instead address their concerns with their on-site administrators and/or the school associate superintendent who supervises the site. Social media should not be used as an avenue for substitute teachers or substitute support staff to contact students and/or families unless they obtain supervisor approval or written consent from the student's family. It should not be used as an avenue to post pictures of classrooms, students, and/or families, and this includes school events where students are present. And lastly, social media should not be used as an avenue for substitute teachers or substitute support staff to solicit support for a cause or change that is related to their job or job assignments. And finally, you'll want to remember that your social media use is personal and should not be a reflection of your professional experiences. Here are a few examples of reasons for substitute teachers and/or substitute support staff being placed on the DNU list for a school. Depending on the infraction, additional consequences may be assigned by subcentral. These consequences include, but are not limited to, being blocked from accepting assignments, required participation in specific training, and suspension or termination. We want to make sure that you are set up for success throughout your substitute teaching or substitute support staff's assignment. There are resources like SmartFind and Interact available to you to ensure consistent access and support. SmartFind Express is a system you will use to accept and cancel assignments. Let's take a moment to view a brief tutorial on SmartFind. SmartFind is a system you will use to accept and cancel assignments. The system is accessible 24/7 by phone or internet. Before you use the system, you must register by phone. Registration instructions are on the first page of the Substitute Quick Reference Card, which will be provided at your paper signing session. Your Access ID will be mailed to you within 5 to 7 days of being hired as a CCSD substitute. You will need the Access ID to register. Once you receive the Access ID in the mail, you will call the system phone number at 702-728-2763. Please follow the prompts to record your name, verify your phone number, and select a new PIN number. Once you have registered by phone, you will also be able to access SmartFind via the web. The web address is on the quick reference card and displayed on the screen. It is http://ccsd.eschoolsolutions.com. Even if you will be using the phone to access the system and search for assignments, we recommend you log into the website to become familiar with it. You may view and complete the training video. You will also want to record your information on the Substitute Quick Reference Card for future use. Let's log in to explore. From the home page, you have 3 tabs that will really help you in navigating the SmartFind Express. First, you have your Schedule tab. This is where you can select to be unavailable for a certain amount of time. Next, you have your Profile tab. This is where you will update your information as previously referenced in the substitute orientation. Next, you have the Help tab. This tab is complete with a user guide and several videos to help you navigate the website. Interact is CCSD's internal email system. This is where you will be able to send and receive CCSD email, collaborate with CCSD personnel, and access subcentral resources. Let's take a moment to view a brief tutorial on Interact. Interact is the CCSD internal email system. It is the primary mode of communication between substitutes and subcentral. As a professional responsibility, the district expects the substitutes to regularly access Interact and the substitute icon for pertinent information. To work from home, you will need to download and install the Interact/First Class client by following the following directions. First, we're going to start by going to the CCSD website at ccsd.net. Next, we're going to click on Interact right at the top. Once we get to this page, we're going to download the client. From here, we'll scroll down and you will select the client that best suits your operating system. It's important to know that you must read the directions regarding how to set up Interact so that you can successfully use it at home. The directions can be found on this page. The substitute handbook for both employee groups will be available to you via Interact. You can locate your handbook at District Link and then by finding the subcentral icon. Look for the red apple. You are responsible for all the material contained within the handbook. Please print out your copy of the handbook and refer to it for specific information. The last couple of slides will cover compensation. We will cover both substitute teacher and substitute support staff. Let's begin by talking about substitute support staff. Substitute support staff are paid $9.31 per hour for all positions except PE assistant, special program teacher aide, SPTA, Title I SPTA, and Title I instructional assistant. These positions are paid $10.73 per hour. 65% of the jobs offered to substitutes through SmartFind are for SPTA positions. If you are a support staff substitute, please make sure that any positions you select for a job assignment have the word aide or assistant after it. Support staff substitutes are limited to 719 hours of work permitted for the school year between September 1st and August 31st. You will be notified when your hours are close to the maximum number of hours permitted. Your first paycheck is sent via USPS mail. Upon request, subsequent paychecks will be submitted via direct deposit. Checks are issued bi-weekly every other Wednesday. Please read the payroll section in your handbook to become familiar with the pay calendar and pay dates. The office managers at the schools will be submitting your pay. It is in your best interest to keep track of the hours in schools that you go into in the event of any discrepancies. You can view pay information at https://ess.ccsd.net. Substitute teachers are paid based on the type of work. Substitutes who cover for a teacher who is absent between 1 and 10 days are paid $90 per day. A typical day is 7 hours and 11 minutes. This breaks down to about $12.50 an hour and includes 30 minutes prior to bell time that a substitute is required to report so that they can check in at the office, pick up lesson plans, and familiarize themselves with the room and surroundings. An assignment is considered long-term once the employee is absent more than 10 days. On day 11, the pay will increase to $100 per day, or $13.89 per hour. A vacancy is a position not currently filled by an employee. Vacancies are paid $110 per day beginning at day 1. Once you have been hired, you may access the sub-central icon and interact for a list of schools that offer a higher rate of pay for substitute teachers. These are schools located in the northeast section of Clark County. Your first paycheck is sent via USPS mail. Upon request, subsequent paychecks will be submitted via direct deposit. Checks are issued bi-weekly every other Wednesday. Please read the payroll section in your handbook and become familiar with the pay calendar and pay dates. The office managers at the schools will be submitting your pay. There is no limit on the number of hours you can substitute teach. We suggest you keep track of the hours in schools that you go into in the event of any discrepancies. Mileage reimbursement may be provided to substitute teachers who accept assignments in the outlying areas of the district. If you are willing to accept assignments in the outlying areas, please read that section in your handbook. The office manager will process paperwork for the reimbursement. Also, school maps will be provided at your signing session, so please use the map to determine locations that you are interested in working in. Finally, you can view pay information at https://ess.ccsd.net. Congratulations on being selected as a substitute. Clark County students eagerly await your support. Sub Central appreciates your attendance today. If you have any questions, please email subnewhire@interact.ccsd.net. Congratulations again, and good luck.